Hello and welcome back to A-Level Geography Explained. In this case study video, we will be looking at the Christchurch earthquake of 2011, which is a useful case study for the tectonics topic. The earthquake occurred in Christchurch, a major city located in the Canterbury region on the east coast of New Zealand's South Island. The epicenter was near the town of Lyttelton, situated approximately 10 kilometers southeast of Christchurch city centre. Let's look at the tectonic setting. The Christchurch earthquake occurred on a conservative plate boundary between the Pacific Plate and the Australian Plate. At this type of boundary, the two tectonic plates move horizontally past one another, rather than colliding or moving apart. The movement at conservative boundaries can cause intense pressure to build up over time. When this pressure is suddenly released, it results in an earthquake. In the case of the Christchurch region, the stress between these plates contributed to a series of damaging seismic events. The major shock that struck near Christchurch was part of a sequence of earthquakes, rather than an isolated event. It occurred as a powerful aftershock following a larger earthquake that had hit the region in September of the previous year. That earlier quake had already weakened the ground and structures in the area, which meant that when this later shock occurred, the effects were even more significant. The location near the city and the ongoing tectonic activity along the plate boundary made the region particularly vulnerable to further seismic events. A magnitude 6.3 shock struck the Christchurch area and, although it lasted only around 10 seconds, it was extremely intense. The brief duration did not lessen its power, as the rapid release of energy in such a short time caused significant ground shaking. The suddenness and strength of the movement contributed to its severity, especially in a region already affected by previous seismic activity. One of the key factors that made this earthquake so destructive was its very shallow depth, measured at just 4.99 kilometers below the surface. Shallow earthquakes tend to cause more damage than deeper ones because the seismic waves have less distance to travel before reaching the surface, meaning they retain more energy. In this case, the shallow focus amplified the intensity of ground shaking in Christchurch and surrounding areas. Here are the impacts. Socially, 185 people were killed and 2,000 people were injured. Many injuries were caused by debris falling from collapsing buildings, as many people were on a lunch break. Economically, many businesses were damaged and closed. 5 Rugby World Cup matches couldn't be held in the city and lots of infrastructure was damaged. This included schools and public transport. Over 50% of buildings were damaged, and the cathedral spire collapsed, resulting in very expensive repairs. Environmental impacts were sewage leaking into the environment and landslides. There were changes to river channels, leading to increased flood hazards and contamination of water sources. Management in the short term included $6 to $7 million in international aid, temporary housing, and pop-up hospitals. In the long term, a new government task force was designed to help deal with future earthquakes and area zoning to assess damage. There was increased education on what to do in an earthquake, and money was raised to construct earthquake-resistant structures. I hope this video helped your revision. Please find more videos on my channel and make sure to subscribe. Goodbye.